chase this guy either into the castle or away here as we try to take Mazadon Castle. This castle's in an area of the map that has a lot of tactical opportunities for an all archer army. I better show you our army here, speaking of, including our elite archers and then a bunch of leveling archers here at the bottom. These guys all need upgrades before we're stout, but we can do some upgrades right here before this siege. And again, the entire army, 869 troops, is all archers. And of course, we have a handful of hybrid units like myself. But I'll be the only one on horseback for this episode and for this series. I've been intentionally disbanding anytime our companions pick up infantry. So we're going to siege this castle here, and this is going to be interesting, right? It's an all-archer siege. That said, I don't expect it to be difficult. If you're expecting this to be difficult, I would say you're relatively new to Bannerlord. The power of archers is pretty well documented. I don't know actually if it's been documented outside of my channel, but I assume so, right? Archers are manifestly stronger than they should be, especially in the open field. And of course, siege should be their specialty, right? So we're going to try to blow the doors out of this Sturgian castle here. Now I'm building a little bit of counter siege at the beginning, and that's simply to destroy their fire catapult so that we can make sure our siege tower gets to the wall. We're going to do one set of siege ladders and then one siege tower in addition to the ram. Now we're actually going to try to make the main entry into this castle via the ram, via the main gate. But of course we want to distract the opponent from our true intentions, right? We're following Sun Tzu, right? Sun Tzu, the Chinese war philosopher. All warfare is based on deception. We are going to confuse the AI here, try to minimize their defenses at the gate, and then flood them with shield wall / we'll probably square a crossbow division and try to get shock troops / Battanian Fians in behind them. Now all I'm looking to do here, this looks just right. There's one catapult left. But we've got our siege tower built. We've got a catapult. We've got a couple of trebuchets. Of course, normal player damage this whole series. And we should be able to just rock this castle here, right? We're going to have all these archers, crossbowmen, and then on top of that, we're going to be lobbing trebuchet and fire onager rounds on the enemy. All right, so I actually haven't configured the siege for this all-archer army, so it's going to take me about 30 seconds here. I'll try to describe what I'm doing. Basically, I want designated divisions here. I want to make sure that the divisions that I'm sending in for combat obviously have shields, right? If you send in archers without shields, especially with their piddly little weapons, like a one-handed weapon and no shield, as some of them have, it's not gonna work very well. So we'll also assign some proper captains here, captains with benefits like decreased taken melee attack damage, right? Captains like this are tremendously valuable, not just in Siege, but in Bannerlord. I think I'm actually going to simplify this too. I don't need eight different army groups for a siege assault like this, especially against what I consider as a fairly mediocre force. At some point during the series, we may try to siege a fully fledged, defended, huge city, you know, with 1,500 defenders in it, and that may take a lot more reflection and thought process. But I think honestly, once we get a puncture into this citadel, it's going to go fast. The third corps will probably send up as a feint onto the siege ladders. You see this fifth corps, right? I can send those guys in a square, and those guys are going to do major damage. My units are kind of hybridized. I would love it if they were more uniform, but it's close enough, right? That fourth and fifth, those guys have shields. They're going to be able to do the dirty work here. Shove a hole for the Battanian Fian champs that are going to be behind them. And once we have access to the citadel, it's going to be curtains. We do have a strong army. It's going to get stronger, of course, in this all-archer series. These guys level up fast, but I would say 50% of our army is tier 4 or tier 5. I'm about satisfied with that. I think that's good to go. All right, they're firing down some catapult rounds. That's good. They're aiming at the ram instead of our siege tower, right? Our siege tower needs to make it up here to have a better chance to get in. We're going to start to position archers outside here, and I'm not going to be sending guys up the ladders en masse early on, right? We're going to use a small division. It's a distractionary force. Don't tell the fellas, but they are sacrificial. We're going to send in these sturdy companions. We'll send them up there, but mostly just to draw the enemy to the walls, right? We want the enemy to come to the wall, because as soon as they come to this wall, they're going to face the onset of an assault unlike anything they've ever seen before, right? We've got about 500, well, I don't know how many we have on the field, but we have 400 or 500 archers on the field here, and this is going to be incredibly destructive. All right, these are our sacrificial lambs. All right, we're gonna bring these guys up here as soon as I figure out where these ladders are. These guys right here, these are higher level companions. They've got good armor. Most of them have shields and good combat skills. But of course, they're gonna get knocked unconscious or die here, right? These guys are definitely sacrificial. In they go, and now we open fire. In fact, I want these guys a little closer. And here comes the dead men that the enemy's going to defend the walls with. Look at their shields are getting blown up. There's so many arrows hitting them. Their shields are getting blown up. And we're going to do a little sniping here, right? Oh, thank you. Excellent job there, catapult fellas. They blew up some more of the wall. That's going to allow us to shoot these guys in the feet and whatnot. These guys are in a bad way now. They have lost their primary protection there. And of course, our guys are getting killed up there, but they're fighting for their lives. They're doing exactly what we were hoping for in this situation. Now, this is temporary, right? We're going to be heading to the ram. This motherfucker's trying to take our towers down, or our ladders down. That ain't happening. And we're going to have siege towers here pretty soon as well. But both of these are a feint attempt, right? A feint attempt is where it's you're basically faking strength in one spot and attacking somewhere else. Whoops. I think our own catapult fucking killed our characters. Botanian Fiend Champ killed Griff and whatnot. I think that's what the message said. So the ram's coming up, but I'm not going to send any troops up there, right? The enemy has a choice of either leaving the leaving that siege tower undefended, or getting shot to pieces by our archers. Here's where we're going to make the main thrust of our force. Now, I don't have to do this, of course. I'm just kind of speeding it along. I've got this, what is it, the 4th and 5th and 7th, these two divisions here. We're going to lead with shield, right? We're going to lead with the square. And then we're going to pound our way through. Once the square has a puncture, we're going to bring Botanian Fiends in, put them to the left side, or excuse me, the right side as we're looking at it of this citadel. I got to watch out here, make sure I'm not getting bombed from above. But once we get in here, the 5th will lead, and then the 7th will go to the right. You hear me calling them over. And it's going to be curtains. As soon as we get these guys in, of course, the crossbow unit will be squared and told to move in. The enemy's stupidly attacking here. Well, come on out. You guys are, if you want to come out here, we're more than happy to fight you guys out here. They changed their mind. That was smart of them. But it's not going to matter here. All right, so what I'm doing is I'm physically telling the square to push past these guys, right? I don't want these guys for a second hesitating. The Botanian Fiend Champs will be next. And it's not all Fiend Champs, of course, but this 7th Division, there's a lot of shock troops in there. Our units are kind of jumbled up here. I got my commands kind of across there, but it's not going to matter. The square gets told to advance. I'm going to help them push the way through here. Unfortunately, my little fumble there with the different units. This is the first siege I've done with this all Archer series. It caused us a bit of a delay there. Maybe in the next siege it'll be a little bit faster and a little bit more precise. But we're starting to push a hole. Of course, higher level units basically push lower level units back more efficiently. So we're about to gain a breach here, kicking guys, fighting my way through here. I've got more than enough melee skill to fight my way through here, and now they're fucked, right? Now they have a major breach. This is what you don't want if you're siege defending. So the 7th Division, we're going to put them up on this high ridge, and the square we're going to put right in the face of all those archers, right? Basically, I want a bunch of crossbowmen holding their shields up, getting right in the face of the enemy there. And now it's our turn, of course, to snipe all the edges of this. Put your asses up here. Hit my own guys, of course. And support our guys here as they try to get into position. Of course, I know who to attack, right? Never mind the blue color. Anybody who's infantrymen, that's the enemy, right? We'll club that guy to death. Our square's got a beautiful position here. We can smash some of the edges of it here. These guys are retreating, regrouping. Bad decision, right? You can't run from us because we just pull our bows out and shoot them down. So unfortunately, they've also left the door open for us. We'll bring the 2nd and 7th infantry, or excuse me, 2nd and 7th archers in here. We don't have any infantry. Shoot some of these guys that are insolently pursuing. And this side of the castle is now ours, right? Now we get on the walls and we should be able to really blow a hole open. Our archers are doing great work. Now these guys are bottled up over here. We can tell them to attack, but mostly because I want the enemy distracted, right? I don't want them focused on our force at the gate here. We're going to be advancing and getting more archers through that main gate. The enemy's trying to skirmish with us here, but we've got a shield wall right in front of them and archers behind them, so they're raining death down over the top of our shield wall. I'm mowing down Battanian Fiend champs here, doing a little bob and weave. We can start to move our forces in here more aggressive. I mean, this castle's ours for sure. Now it's just a matter of minimizing losses. The enemy's starting to rout, not surprisingly, right? What an onslaught this would be. They're getting shot left and right. A square is starting to push towards them. Actually, these guys are in a shield wall, the 2nd Division. So they're just absorbing arrows. And we move in for the kill on this last, what is it, 80, 60, 70, 80 archers on that side of the citadel. Their units on the wall here are defending pretty well, but it doesn't matter, right? Pretty soon, and you can see it now, they're getting shot from behind by our units in the courtyard. I don't know if the enemy will get reinforcements here, but I don't think it's going to matter, right? At this stage, the enemy's in bad shape. These archers are skirmishing right here. We can help them kind of blow a hole, and the rout is on. Very soon, the enemy's going to be fucking fleeing and screaming, help. Those motherfuckers, get off. I've got my my hammer. It doesn't do a huge amount of damage, but it's very fast. And, of course, it knocks the shit out of units all over the place. These guys get fucking smoked as they retreat. We kill cowards in this series. They're all getting shot down right before the gates of the citadel. And that's that, right? The Sturgian forces are no more. They're vaporized. I don't know how long that was. 8 minutes. 9 minutes, right? Like the Equalizer, you got 9 seconds to live. We lost 110 total troops, only 28 dead. Oh, no, they retreated to the keep, so we've got this little interlude here. These are kind of meaningless, so hopefully they adjust this in the future, or modders do or something, because you never ever lose these. Maybe it's just a fun celebratory beatdown moment here as we rush this inner citadel. I'm gonna shoot some of these guys here. He's just standing there like Popeye, fucking dipshit. Oh, I see we got some snipers up here, you motherfuckers. Fortunately, I'm Jimmy on the switch here, fucking mowing these guys down, and I'm a much better archer than these guys, right? These are a militia. These guys have no chance. They're all sniped. I'm starting to get a little better at archery. When I first started this series, of course, I was definitely sort of trying to find my shoes again, so to speak, my archer shoes. But we found them now, and now it's bad news for the enemy. Our allies go up there to smash whatever's left of this small defense. And we have a castle in this area. Pound their insolent, they like burned the chair and shit like that. What the fuck is this? Fucking disgraceful sturgeons. Our castle now, we're going to take better care of it than they did. We don't light the throne on fire. We're going to take some prisoners here. Of course, all archer prisoners, especially Vlandian and other shield crossbow type archers, because for our series, we have plenty of non-crossbow archers. Of course, I'll always take Battanian Fiend style prisoners. It's always nice to restock the ranks and call it good. So now the rest of this area in here should fear the wrath of this all-archer army, right? We're rampaging around now the Varcheg, Revil, Omor, Epicrotia area, looking for a battle here with this archer army, right? We're going to continue this series. Of course, you guys know that part of the reason I took, or some of you guys know, part of the reason I took Mazadon is that this is the location where you can apply the most deadly tactic, probably with archers, and that is a Peekaboo Ridge, right? So we'll conduct a Peekaboo Ridge here. We'll do some more tactics and advance this series right along. Now, if you want to see more, of course, you want to subscribe, please hit that like button. I appreciate you fellas. If you got any questions or comments, go ahead. And with all that said, I will see you guys next time.